Whoa. Before the video starts, remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment in the section, let us know your thoughts on what's going on. Now back to your regular scheduled programming. Welcome to Straight from the Horse's Mouth, where we cut the BS and give you the truth all about sports. Once again, I'm Bryce, Owen, hosting with Bryce Davis.
What's good?
We're back a bit for another episode. First off, I'd like to wish you a Black History Month.
Yes. We in it, baby.
We are in it.
Black power, you know the deal.
You know, I smile, I'm looking at my brother. Don't let the men never keep you down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what? It's weird because normally I ask you how you are and all that, but we ain't got time for that.
Nope. We gotta get straight to it.
So I'm minding my business, right? We had a night out.
Yep.
Happy birthday, belated birthday.
Thank you.
Right. Had a good time, came home, you know what I'm saying? Ate my popcorn chicken that I had ready for me,
Feeling good.
Feeling good, down in some water because I don't want to wake up with nothing, And I look at my phone, and I see Luka Doncic traded for Anthony Davis, right?
Yep.
And I'm early on it. Like, I just happen to, sometimes you happen to, like, see something, like, a minute after it posted.
Your phone buzzes, and you're like, huh?
A minute after, like, I saw it before I got an alert from like the Athletic.
Right.
Like, I saw it right when it posted on Instagram, and I'm like, I was too early. Like, that's the downside to sometimes being on social media. You can be on there too early,
right? Because you like, it's got to be like, nah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm like, okay, what date is it again? Because you make sure it ain't no April Fool. I'm like, but it's February.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing it. I went on Bleacher Report. They said the same thing. I said, wait a damn minute. Luka Doncic, my guy on my Dallas Mavericks, coming off a finals appearance, has been traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. And I got the full trade right here, as it was a 3-team deal, actually. So the Lakers received Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. Yep. The Mavericks received Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and the 2029 Lakers first-round pick. And the Utah Jazz received Jalen Hood-Schifino, the 2025 Clippers second-round pick, and the 2025 Mavericks second-round pick. Right. Your thoughts on this trade when you?
So like I was behind you, so I'd missed all of this. I went home, got to bed, went to sleep.
Right.
Wake up this morning, hop on the PC real quick, go to YouTube, and the first thing I see is Anthony Davis has been traded. And my first thought is, are they for real? Mm-hmm. And my first thought is I guess like they really didn't believe in him, because that's the only thing you can think of is like they don't believe that Luka with his conditioning will get them over the hump. And I'm just like, I can't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. Mm-hmm. Still kind of don't believe it because it's just like, wow, like you don't see a trade like this. I don't remember seeing one like this in my whole time watching and being a fan of the NBA.
It's funny you mention that because I called my uncle who's a Lakers fan.
Yeah.
I was asking how dare he
steal my player.
Yeah. And after he said, hey, we needed some help. Like, what they got to do with us? You know what I mean?
Go get somebody else's player.
Get somebody else. You know what I mean? And he was like the only trade he could think of that was on a similar level. He couldn't even think of a basketball one. Yeah. He had to go outside of basketball, and was when Wayne Gretzky got traded from Edmonton Oilers to the Los Angeles Kings. He was like, that's the only trade. Only difference is Gretzky was coming off championships. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of even crazier looking back. Like, dang, y'all traded somebody who helped y'all win like multiple titles. Yeah.
And went on to win more.
Well, technically, in his fairness, they did win one more after he left the Oilers, and he never won. But he did help the Kings get to a Stanley Cup Finals and help raise expand hockey to the West, which is huge. But that's the only thing he could think of was Wayne Gretzky. And I was like, damn, that's how big this trade was. So my first thought was, wow, shocker, couldn't believe it, our star player gone. But then I started thinking from a basketball standpoint, right? We have a really good roster.
You do.
I think we have one of the best rosters, one of the deepest rosters in the league, right? And I think the roster and the timeline of some of our players factored into the trade, right? I think that had we had like the team we had a couple years ago, we don't make this trade.
Right.
Because for what? Yeah. Right? But we got a 30-something-year-old Kyrie who's playing really well. Yep. We got Klay Thompson, in twilight of his career, right? Yep. Spencer Dinwiddie's in his 30s. I think we thought, okay, with these guys, with the rest of our supporting cast, and along with the other stuff happening, like the second apron and all that kind of stuff, will Luka Doncic and his skill set maximize this roster as currently constructed within the next couple of years, right? Because remember, the West the top teams in the West right now are young.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like they're old. It's the young teams at the top of the West.
Yep.
The Thunder's young.
Yep.
The Rockets are young.
Yep.
The Grizzlies are young. You know what I'm saying? The older teams are kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
Us, the Clippers, the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? And then you got that big dog in San Antonio down the pipeline.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Spurs are coming.
You know? And the Suns are in the middle of it. So it's like, obviously got Jokic in the Nuggets.
Yep.
So it's just I think that played a factor is what player can we get now to maximize to get what we want, right? And people think about the haul like, oh, y'all couldn't get more. I think it more so came down to we really wanted Anthony Davis.
That's 100%. Like I think people aren't focusing on the fact that y'all called the Lakers and only the Lakers. You had a trade in mind. Mm-hmm. You were just waiting for the Lakers to offer it.
Because the thing about it is, there's no other player that we would have gotten.
Yeah.
The like when you think about legitimate, top-notch players who can help a team win a championship, the Bucks are not giving us Giannis.
Nope.
The Nuggets damn sure ain't giving us Jokic.
Yeah, Phoenix. The Suns are giving you.
Yeah, they will. Whatever you about to say, they
I was going to say Kevin Durant.
Yeah, they will give us. But we ain't calling. We good. The Thunder ain't giving us SGA.
No.
Right? Like those guys. You know what I'm saying? They not giving us. They not. Yeah. So you can all any equal trade goes out the window. Right.
True.
We already deep.
Yeah.
You don't need
picks.
Too many players in return. You know what I'm saying? We good at the forward spot. We good at the center spot. We good at the guard spot. So we really just needed one guy, a scoring big. Is what we needed. Well, you got to ask yourself, how many scoring bigs are out there? Think about this. How many scoring bigs are out there?
3 or 4.
Yeah, Jokic, who untouchable. Carl-Anthony Towns, who I think right now they would not, they don't need Luka.
No.
So he pretty much untouchable right now. Again, we ain't getting Giannis. We don't want Embiid with his injury prone ass. You know what I'm saying? He damn near worse. He worse than
Luka. Yeah.
AD.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the list already shrinks.
Yeah, it was already a short. It wasn't a 10 deep list.
Yeah.
It was probably like a 4
Spurs
or 5.
ain't gonna be. We're probably like, yo, y'all gonna give us Wemby for Luka. They gonna hang up the phone. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
exactly.
They ain't giving us Wemby. So I think it came down to, okay, AD is in his prime, playing the best basketball of his season. Let's see what the Lakers bite. Let's see if they bite. And, they bit. And now we have a 2-year window where we have to win a championship. Yep. I equate it to kind of like, it's different circumstances, but as far as the timeline, the 83 Sixers, right? Yeah. When Moses Malone comes over from the Rockets after winning an MVP, goes to the Sixers, a Sixers team that had already been to championships, lost, right? I think they got upset by the Blazers, and I believe they lost to the Lakers as well. And they get Moses Malone. Remember the famous 4-4-4 season? Although they didn't lose one game. That's kind of what and then that core quickly was done. Yeah. Even though they added Barkley like a year later, everybody else kind of aged out, right? Yep. Cheeks, Andrew Toney, Moses Malone, Dr. J. Yep. It was kind of it. I kind of see it the same way, the exact same way.
We trying to get if we can get a championship out of this next 2 years, we did our job.
We did our job. And to be fair to Nico Harrison, that's the only way that's going to save his job.
100%.
If he don't win a championship in the next 2 years, not only will he be in an unemployment line, he will never work in the NBA ever again.
No.
Because you will ever be known as the guy that traded away Luka Doncic.
Yep.
Right? It's one thing to trade away the guy like at draft night. Yeah. We've seen remember Trae Young was traded. Yeah. Kobe Bryant was traded. That's different because we don't really know. Yeah. Right? But when a guy's made multiple All-NBA
teams on the cusp of being an MVP, just a really good basketball player. Yeah. Like a top 10. Like a top 10 basketball player right now. You don't do that. No one does that in professional sports usually. We don't just trade a top 10 player like that. So, yeah, this will –
5. He's 5. When he's healthy, he's 5.
Yeah, 5. But you don't – like I said, a GM doesn't do that because if this does not work, that's it.
Now, the other thing interesting about this is Luka's currently hurt right now. Yeah. He's set to come back, but he's currently hurt. The Lakers are now small now. I don't think they're going to be competing for a title this year or next year. So now I'm curious of what does that mean for LeBron James? Because if if I'm down you on 2 different times, like, bro, you're not winning.
100%.
You're not
100%.
winning, bro.
And right now, that was the other part when I started thinking about this. I thought, like, well, obviously the Lakers are now shifting from LeBron because you kind of have to.
Mm-hmm.
When you get Luka, it's Luka's team. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what LeBron says. If I'm the Lakers, I am building around Luka's skill set. So this team that's kind of built for LeBron's skill set will probably get dismantled very quickly. I can see that happening.
So now I'm like, all right, what does that mean for him? Like, is he? Because he has no trade clause, so they're gonna look to move him. Like, or he just cool just staying in LA and
kind of. The one thing I would hope he does is play out this year, announce your retirement.
So just retire.
And just retire. That would be, like, I think the best thing to do to not make it messy. Because eventually the Lakers are going to have to be like, look, LeBron, you got to work with him. There's no other way this is going to work, but you got to work with him. Austin Reeves is probably going to have to go. Rui Hachimura is probably going to have to go. They got to get defenders.
They traded for Finney Smith.
Yeah, you got Dorian Finney-Smith.
So he Finney Heat, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so they're going to need more, but they're going to need more Dorian Finney-Smiths now.
He used to playing with Luka, so there's that. But that's the part I'm definitely curious about the most is like the LeBron, like, because he's out there. You can't ignore him, right? He's the second greatest player of all time, or depending on who you talk to, the greatest player of all time. And now he's coming off a win against the Knicks, and he's thinking, okay, we're looking pretty good right now. Going to the as All-Star break is nearing. AD's playing the best basketball of his career. Let's see if Robinson makes some more moves at the trade deadline. We may be able to shake some.
Yeah.
So now
he made a move, but it was not one you were expecting.
Right. So it's just curious. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's one of those like, wow, I can't believe it happened. It's real. I gotta process this. Is this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it feels. Yeah, it does. It feels like when Trump got elected. Like, is this really happening right now? The first time.
Yeah.
The second time was kind of like a foregone conclusion. But like the first, it's just like, wow, like. Did this really just happen? Like, did this? I'm stunned.
Yeah.
I'm really stunned in life.
Yeah.
This is a stunning moment.
NBA is going to be changed forever because of this.
And also, remember, because Luka didn't know, LeBron didn't know, AD didn't know, neither the coaches knew. It was pretty much a Rob Pelinka, Nico Harrison thing, right? I think it set a precedent of, you know what? The stars, your job is to play basketball,
and my job is to make a team.
Yeah, and the days of we sitting down with the Jimmy Butler, Pat Riley situation. Yeah. The days of us kowtowing and just the GM just like, hey, like, how do you feel about this?
I don't really care.
Them days is over.
Yeah, I don't really care how you feel.
We see an opportunity, we sniping it.
Yep.
We see a trade that makes sense for our team, we shipping you out.
Yeah.
You'll find out, You will
find out like the rest of America on Twitter.
I remember watching something on YouTube, and the dude said he found out he got traded via his neighbor.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how you go find out. And he was pulled up to his crib in L.A. Hey, Anthony, I hope you're ready to move. Like, what you talking about?
Yeah.
You in here? They didn't tell you?
Oh, yo, hit him with an O by the way. Oh, yeah, good luck out there with that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, good luck in Dallas. What you mean?
I don't know, man. That's just we gotta win. That's the only way to make sense, dog. That's the only way. Again, we got the horses.
It's a roster that made it to the finals.
Yeah.
So
we got veterans, we got shooters, we got defenders now. And if this doesn't motivate Anthony Davis, like, bro, we seeked you out.
Yep, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we wanted you here.
So, like, it's time to go.
Yep.
It's game time now. Now it's time to hoop.
Yep.
All the other bullshit, it's time to hoop now. Kyrie, you could cry about it later on. It's time to hoop.
Yep.
But moving on from that, though, Super Bowl.
Yep, Super Bowl. This is the week right before it.
Mm-hmm.
Pro Bowl is happening, which no one cares about.
No one cares about. Super Bowl is upon us.
Are you ready to bow to your NFL overlords yet?
No. We still got one more game. We still got one last war. You know what I mean? If this is more to come back, I guess what Eagles would be what
They'd be like Liu Kang.
And Liu Kang, and y'all would be what? Like Shao Kahn?
Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
Definitely Shao Kahn. Yeah.
This is an interesting game because we all know it's going to come down to the Eagles' ability to run the ball and you guys' ability to stop it.
Yep.
As simple as that.
Yep.
The best player on either team is Saquon Barkley.
100%.
Well, this season.
Yeah.
Obviously, in totality, it's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
But this season, it's been Saquon
in this
Barkley.
game.
Yeah. So, which one will give first?
Yep.
That vaunted Eagles offensive line or you guys' just really great defense led by Spagnuolo?
Yes, he's
you know what I'm
back,
saying?
yeah.
I'm curious to see if you guys are going to stack the box and force Jalen Hurts to beat you with the arm. You know, the Eagles do have weapons, but he hasn't been able to utilize them, probably because of injury.
Yeah.
You know, I'm also curious about the Kellen Moore situation, right?
Yeah.
He's interviewing for the Saints job,
Yep.
possibly being the leading candidate for that. So I'm curious how much focus that's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, how much that's taken away from his ability to focus on this game.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, because
honestly, the only other equalizer in this game would be coaching at this point.
Yeah.
It's, Andy Reid, Spagnuolo, and Matt Nagy and Nick Sirianni, Kellen Moore, and Vic Fangio. That's going to be a really interesting coaching battle to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like who's able to adjust better, who's able to react to what's going on the field better. That's going to be a very important part of it. This game is going to be close. I think people are thinking if the Eagles win, it's going to be a blowout. I don't think that's the case.
Is that what people are saying?
Yeah.
They saying if the Eagles win, it's a blowout.
Yeah.
Okay.
If the Eagles win, it's going to be a blowout. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think this is going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight.
I agree. I also, and we talked about this off air, I'm also curious about the strategy of – because the Eagles do have a good defense. Obviously,
it's good.
Them missing the Kobe Dean sucks.
Yeah.
But they do have them big boys up front.
Got a great front four.
Right. But they work really well because they big.
Yeah.
Like, y'all big, but y'all ain't y'all ain't got Jordan Davis big.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Our biggest dude's Chris Jones.
Right. And,
and Mike Pennell.
Right. And you compare his size to Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis different. If the Eagles do decide to just lean on the run no matter what, then at least that keeps them fresh.
Yeah.
But if you guys stack the box and force the Eagles to throw, then that means they're going to be out there on the field more.
Yep.
And if y'all decide to kind of be more methodical like y'all normally have been as of late, because y'all don't really have the home run ball anymore, that leaves them out there more, meaning they're more exposed.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how that works. Talk about you guys' run game, because I think that's going to be a huge factor in this game because
so for us, and I that's what you kind of have to learn with watching an Andy Reid game. It's not about dominating on the run. It's about running effectively. And that's kind of the whole mantra of this offense is just being effective with it. We want to make sure we're just getting 5 yards at carry when we run. And that's it. We're not trying to break off, 10, 20-yard runs. 5 yards to carry each run, set up the next play. Mm-hmm. That's how they run the ball. Where the Eagles are like, we're trying to get Saquon this ball and he's go score.
Well, I mean, I think the difference is he just has that ability.
True.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm saying like that's the gameplay. Get him the ball, go score.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Eagles. That's what he's there for. That's what you want him to do. And I hand you this ball off. You're probably taking it to the house.
Right.
For us, it's let's get second and short or third and short, and that gives us more options in the pass game.
Right. And that's another thing that I'm curious about is because you guys' pass game came alive to me.
Yeah.
In against the Bills, Juju Smith-Schuster had a really solid game. So
Xavier Worthy.
I wonder if the success you guys had in the pass game would maybe dictate you guys trying to test that Eagles secondary.
Yeah.
I know Quinyon Mitchell is out. I don't know if he's going to be available to play.
Yeah.
The rookie. But I'm still curious to see if you guys will be like, you know what, our pass game like it came alive. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's test it out. Let's see what Slay and Gardner Johnson and Blankenship and all these other guys.
Because for me, what I'm worried about is the Eagles linebacker core.
Mm-hmm.
They've got some really fast, speedy linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
And if
what's the guy name? What's the dude name? Gene or you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Is he a rookie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like young, fast, speedy linebackers.
No Dean.
Yes.
Right. No Dean. He's out.
Right. But still,
Dean and a Gene. DeJean. It's DeJean, ain't it?
Oh no, that's Cooper DeJean.
Yeah.
He's the cornerback.
He's a corner. That's right.
But if they can, get at Patrick Mahomes, I think that also changes things a lot too. If their linebackers like, hey, we putting a spy on Patrick, he is not doing what he did to Bills. It's not happening to us.
You know what? That annoys because we keep thinking teams are doing that, and somehow he always. That's the thing about the Eagles is, it's about killing the timely plays.
Yes.
Right. It's you're gonna get stops, but the thing about the Chiefs is they make the right plays at the right times.
Yep.
Can you nix those?
Yes.
That's how you beat you guys.
Yep.
Right. If you instead of when Patrick Mahomes can scramble for 10 yards, can you get him? Even if you tackle him at 8 yards, that's for punt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, can you prevent those back-breaking plays, those soul-crushing plays that make you go, oh my God, is there anything we can do with? You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it's going to come down to. Because again, you guys' offense is weird because it's like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing.
Yeah.
In that you guys got weapons.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the score sheet doesn't say it.
Yeah.
But vice versa, this Eagles team is not the same Eagles team that went against you guys a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Names are the same.
Yeah.
But
strategies
way
way
different. Obviously because different coordinators. Also because Jalen Hurts' health.
Yeah.
That's another thing I'm curious about is what's he going to really look like?
Yeah, I don't think he has the game that he had against us the first time, where he damn near should have been the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he played great.
Yeah.
That still might be the best game he's ever played.
Yeah.
I've ever seen him play.
Yeah.
Alabama, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
period.
So I don't think he has that type of game.
I don't either. I don't think he does either.
And if they win, it will be Saquon as the Super Bowl MVP. Like, that's what will happen. But still, like, what let's say, let's say like we just hold Saquon in that first half to 50 yards. It's gonna be like, all right, well, Jalen, you got to step up. And I don't know if his health or if he's just gonna have that same just fuck it mentality he had in that first game, because in that first game against us, he just was balling out like a rookie should. Like, I'm just here trying to win.
Rookie was like
he's like
third year.
Third year.
Yeah.
But it's first time here, I'm just balling. I don't know if he has that, if he's gonna have that mentality in this game again.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be what I want to see is if in that first half they have to rely, if for some reason we just hold Saquon to 50 yards in that first half, that will be an interesting thing to see.
It's all the weapons that they have. They got to figure out a way to get Devontae Smith and AJ Brown the ball.
They have
Dallas
to.
Goddard. Like,
they have to.
You can't just have them dudes out there.
Yeah, one catch, one attempt.
Yeah, you can't. You got to test. You got to test y'all.
us. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like test their temperature, check it. Like,
Yeah.
let's see, if they can hold up.
Yeah.
I would.
I would 100% too. I cannot become predictable, because if let's say we do like 8 in the box, we're stacking it, and daring you to man on man, I would test that. I would 100% like, hey, it's man on the edge with AJ Brown, chuck it, 50-50 ball, go get it.
I ain't gonna lie to you guys is linebacker core. You guys are just fast on the ball. You're faster than I thought. Carl Lafters is faster than I thought he was. Because I forgot he tracked down somebody. I said, damn. I
tracked down Amari Cooper.
Yeah,
on the screenplay. Yeah.
I said, what the hell? Like, so I don't know. This is an interesting game because you guys are going for the 3-peat.
Yep.
You're going for something that's never been done.
The furthest anyone's ever been trying to do it.
What?
On a Super Bowl 3-peat, we're the only team so far that's made it back to the Super Bowl.
Oh, for that third trip. Yeah, because Dallas didn't do it in the 90s.
Yep.
The Broncos didn't do it in the 90s.
Nope.
The Patriots didn't do it. Damn. So it's just wow. I don't think the Dolphins did it either.
No.
In the 70s.
And the only team
and the Steelers.
Yes, didn't do it. There was a break in between that 3-peat.
Yeah. And obviously the early Packers.
Yeah, the
Bart Starr Packers.
Packers, that's the only team. And that was before it was the NFL merger. That was pre-Super Bowl.
So, yeah, this is interesting. Obviously, we know you got the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm pulling for the Chiefs all day.
It's an interesting game.
Yeah.
I'm curious how it could go. It could be. I can see it going either way. It could be a shootout, or it can be winner by kick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it could be a Harrison Butker versus Jake Elliott. You know what I'm saying? We have no clue how this is gonna go. But obviously, you want a great game.
Good game.
You hope for a really good game. And the only way for it to be a game is for the Eagles to win. Moving on. Obviously, last one of the day is Cam Newton.
Yep.
Mr. Freaky Hats himself.
Yep.
Got a couple things he talked about within the last couple of weeks, so we'll get to it. So the first one is Stephen A. Smith. I forgot how it got to this particular question, but Stephen A. Smith asked Cam Newton on ESPN First Take, would he trade his MVP trophy for a Super Bowl championship? And he said he would not.
Yeah.
Right. And he was like, the comment section was crazy. That's shocker why he didn't win. Somebody was like, oh, I see why he didn't fall in that football now. You know what I mean?
Selfish.
Yeah. When I heard that, my first initial thought process was I agree. Yeah. Right. Initially, because I'm like, one proves you're the best. Yeah. And also, one is an ego thing. Yeah. I was an MVP. Yeah. Not too many people. Not too many people. Like, there are more guys who can say they won an NFL Super Bowl than the guys that say they won MVP. Yep. Right? It just separates you from the pack. Yeah. But then I started thinking about it, and I was just like, it's different when you ask the star quarterback that question. Because regardless, Cam, you're going to have a direct impact on it. True. So if you won the championship, then that means you performed great. True. You know what I'm saying? True. So it's not like you're asking like the backup kicker, like, what would you rather trade?
Or asking like a Joe Flacco. Yeah. Like Joe Flacco was like, I would trade. I might want to get an MVP.
But it's like Cam. Well, I mean, okay. Joe Flacco still had a direct impact. True, I'm saying they're between asking the quarterback that.
Okay, got you.
Because either way, if you win a championship, that means you did something right. True. That means you stepped up and made the right plays when it needed to be done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? He should have said he should have won a championship ring. Because that means you lived up to the hype. That's true. Exactly what you need to do. You made the right passes, made the right reads, made the right runs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I do think that, I don't know. I don't want to call him a liar, but I do think that he's full of shit with this.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying. I mean, for me, I get what you're saying, but I still would want my MVP trophy. Mm-hmm.
It's a Super Bowl MVP trophy.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that goes to the winners typically.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But if I'm thinking like Cam Newton, this was my accomplishment. And maybe that's just because maybe he doesn't believe that they could have won that Super Bowl. Right. Maybe that could be a part of it. Because y'all's defense was tearing his ass up.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Von
Miller. But that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Me, I still think I would still lean towards the regular season MVP trophy. Because that still puts me in an elite company.
All right, who do you rank higher, Cam Newton or Drew Brees?
Drew Brees.
Who do you rank higher, Cam Newton or Ben Roethlisberger?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Who do you rank higher, Cam Newton or Troy Aikman?
Oh, Troy Aikman.
Right. Yeah. So I just named you guys who never won MVP but got Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right? You rank them higher.
Yeah.
And I do rank them higher as well. So the MVP, as great as it is, and it's not like it's moving the needle for either one of us.
True. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just keeping it a buck. Yeah. Because a lot of guys who won MVP, who Matt Ryan got an MVP.
True. Yeah.
Steve McNair got an MVP. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot of dudes who got a regular season MVP who we don't rank higher. Because when it came time for you to make the plays that needed to be made, you didn't. When it came time for that MVP to come in handy and for you to prove that you were the MVP, you didn't do it.
True.
Cam Newton, you had a chance to prove that. You didn't. You know what I'm saying? But the rest of these guys, they did. Yeah. I watched Drew Brees, beat my Colts. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was a Colts fan because of Peyton Manning, right? But I watched him do it. We saw Troy Aikman, slay the Bills twice and then the Steelers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, when it came down for MVP Matt Ryan to hold a lead, he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it came time for Steve McNair, to make plays to beat the Rams, he couldn't.
Yeah.
But the MVP of that season, who did? Kurt Warner. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the MVP trophy, it's great from an egotistical standpoint.
Yeah.
But when it came time for the MVP to matter, you made sure it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear it. because you should have won a Super Bowl MVP. That one should matter to you more.
That's true.
You know,
Yeah.
I think he's saying it as a cope. I think it's a coping thing, right?
Yeah,
oh, well,
yeah.
you know,
Because honestly, and you're right. Even guys who aren't on Cam Newton's level, just in the NFL, is like, I wanted to win a Super Bowl. That's what I was here for.
Right.
So I on that regard, I do. It's like, the Super Bowl, it does mean more. That's the culmination of my season. I want to win it all.
Right.
And that does matter more in terms of what I'm paid to do. What I'm paid to do, I'm not really paid to win MVPs. I'm paid to win Super Bowls.
Now, one last thing that he said before we get up out of here is, so they was talking about, I think, Mark Andrews, and when he skipped the press conference, right? To kind of go back, and Cam Newton brought up on air, right, about how players, media holds players accountable, but they don't hold each other accountable, and he brought up on air why he hasn't heard the media hold like Fox News accountable, Fox Sports accountable for the lawsuit. He brought that up on First Take, right?
Wow.
Yeah. And when I first heard that, I was like, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
No.
Oh, he's ignorant.
Yeah.
So let me break it down for people, right? First off, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
As someone who got a journalism degree, it will always be weird. It's always weird to me when other major networks talk about other major networks.
Yeah.
That's just weird to me.
It's especially in this regard because it's not about sports.
Right.
Like what's happening in Fox News is not about sports. That is an outside legal matter. We are a sports network. We talk about sports. And we don't talk about the other figures.
And we talk about people who play sports.
Yeah.
So if you have a legal matter that like Deshaun Watson, it's outside of sports, but he's an athlete who's playing sport.
Yeah.
And it does affect the sport because he can't play. He's out.
Yeah.
He can't play because he's been held out. That affects the team.
Yep.
Right? Well, Kim was like, bro, that was an ignorant comment because one, again, like you said, one has nothing to do with the other.
Yeah.
And two, one is about covering that.
Yeah. That's for regular news to do.
Yeah, regular news to do. They talked about it.
Yeah.
It was all on the regular news. And it was, as a former athlete, if you got a podcast, you can talk about that as well. That's your right. But think about this. And this is how I know I felt like he was very hypocritical. How many guys have you openly heard talk about another player's legal matter that was from another team? I didn't hear anybody talk about the Deshaun Watson thing.
Nope.
I barely heard anybody really talk about the Rashee Rice situation.
Nope.
Barely heard anybody. I don't remember any players really talking about the Ray Rice situation.
Ray Rice, Ben Roethlisberger
situation. Like, the Greg Hardy.
Yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott. Just keep going down the list. Most guys kind of like stay away from that.
I'm not touching it.
You know what I mean? It got nothing to do with me. And most reporters don't even ask. They don't ask. Yeah, no. What you think about Henry Ruggs doing it? You don't. That's not a question. But they would even ask you because not your team. They may ask somebody like who's on that particular team.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna ask somebody from else. And if you did, you ain't gonna answer it.
Yeah. There's no way. People in Philadelphia don't really care about what happened with Ray Rice. That's not a question I have to ask. I need to ask. That's not on anybody's mind.
Yeah.
In Philly's sports media world.
Right. I don't remember people going like, "Yo, did you see about the Kareem Hunt video?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's. So he's a hypocrite in that.
Yeah.
Right. Because you don't do that. So you wouldn't do it. So why would the media do it?
Yeah.
Their job is to cover sports, to cover the athletes.
Yep.
Period. Point blank. Period. You know that. Don't act like you didn't know that.
Yeah.
Right. You wouldn't have the money. Because of the coverage that we give you. Yeah. That's why you get all the money. If we host a game,
if everyone stopped covering sports, money dries up real quick.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Most of the money from most of these sports comes from media rights deals.
Yeah.
Not from the gate, not from tickets,
nope.
Not from merch, from media rights deals. So you knew what you were signing up for. So all this, hold these players accountable and all that. I think again with Cam Newton, sometimes you gotta know his history. I think he's full of shit.
Yep.
Because what did he do after he lost Super Bowl? What did he do?
Oh, he had the worst interview. He walked out.
He walked out.
Like 3 minutes in.
He skipped it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in his mind, he remembers what he was tactical because Cam, after the game you got to stand to the podium and all that kind of stuff. He remembers that, right? Yeah. So he feels, I think, an attachment toward Mark Andrews, like, I can relate to that as a player, type of thing.
Yeah, maybe, but still. Why he doesn't understand why people were upset with him in that moment. I still don't think he understands that. Because we were upset because, one, you had a bad performance in the game. Then you had the moment where you fumbled and didn't fall on the ball. Like, what was that? And then when you have a moment to go and defend yourself, because that's you can do that at the podium. It's like, hey, like, this is why, you know what, is what it is. I tried this, that, and third. You can defend. You have the right to defend yourself,
or at least just stand up to like a man.
Yeah,
because it was cool when you know we voted you MVP. The media did.
Yeah,
right. It was cool when you was handing out footballs to everybody. But now that something don't go your way, you don't want to sit up there, hold your chest out, and like say what you want about LeBron after the 2011 finals. He may have not had the best press conference.
Yeah,
but at least he was there.
He was there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so in real time, you can hear how he's processing in real time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe he had the infamous quote, you know, people like, y'all still gotta live y'all life and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. You know, but at least he was there.
Yeah,
he took it on, right? I think Cam in this situation, I think he. You know, former players, that's what former players are. They want to like go soft on, you know, like, hey, let him live. You do what you do. Address it on your own time. It's not about that.
No.
The media, specifically, whether it's ESPN, whether it's Fox, whether it's CBS, pay a lot of money. To host to air these games. Right? They are not free. You know what I mean? We ain't just showing up with a press pass with a camera.
This is billions of dollars.
This ain't This ain't the Blair Witch Project. Right? This is you in primetime games giving you exposure. Right? The least you can do is show your ass up to the press conference and answer some questions. The check's still clearing, bro. It's still clearing. You know, I just thought it was a very ignorant and inappropriate thing to do on television. But hey, bro, it made for great television. I don't know. I just been seeing this thing lately of people just kind of attacking the media, and it's annoying me because I think it's cheap.
It's getting cheap and it's getting annoying because this is where I've gotten kind of annoyed with players infiltrating the sports media space, is that it is getting a little soft. Like you do have to, if you have a bad game, you're gonna get called out for it. That's just how it is. I'm not gonna be like, I get it. Yeah, like Josh Allen, you had a bad game. You didn't win. But thank you for coming here and speaking with us. But beyond that, you I get how you're feeling. But we got business to conduct, and that's what this is. It's a business.
Right.
Conduct business, please. Be professional.
Right. Anyway, man, that's all the time we have for you guys today, man. You can follow me at Facebook at Bryce Oding. Follow me on Instagram, Bryce David Oding. Bryce, go ahead and tell them.
From Twitter, Bruce Leroy.
And remember, you're here from the Horse and Mouth to let us ask who told you, and we out. Peace.